Good evening. I'm going to call this council meeting to order. Municipal Clerk, can you please read this statement of compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act?
In accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act, adequate notice of this meeting, given the time, date, and information for access in this public meeting, was advertised in the Record and the Herald newspapers on February 18th, 2024, was posted on the bulletin board located on the first floor of the municipal building, was filed in the office of the municipal clerk, and was posted on the borough's website.
Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas?
Here.
Councilmember Kraus?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz? Here. Deputy Mayor Catrone?
Here.
Mayor Rottenstreich?
Here.
And Mayor also in attendance is Borough Manager Peluso, Borough Attorney Verone, and Municipal Clerk Magarelli.
Number 4, flag salute. Can we all please rise to salute the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We're going to have some proclamations. Can the council please join me below? So we're going to start with a proclamation for Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder Awareness Month. And we're going to have Nick Magarelli accept the proclamation, but I'll read it. Whereas post-traumatic stress disorder can occur after a person experiences trauma, including but not limited to the stress of combat, rape, sexual assault, child abuse, bombings, accidents, and natural disasters, and it affects approximately 8 million adults in the United States annually. And whereas PTSD is associated with chemical changes in the body's hormonal system and autonomic nervous system, and is characterized by symptoms including flashbacks, nightmares, insomnia, avoidance, hypervigilance, anxiety, and depression. And whereas combat-related PTSD stress among our men and women in the armed forces is significantly pronounced, given that they are often exposed to highly traumatic events for weeks, months, and even years. And whereas raising awareness of this condition is necessary to remove the stigma and to encourage those suffering to seek proper and timely treatment that may save their lives. And whereas all citizens suffering from PTSD deserve our consideration, and those who are affected by PTSD from wounds received while protecting our freedom deserve our respect and special honor. Now, therefore, the Borough Council and I, Gail Rottenstreich, Mayor of the Borough of Fair Lawn, do hereby proclaim June 2024 Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder Awareness Month in Fair Lawn, to bring awareness to those with PTSD and encourage our citizens to offer their support. And I'd like to present this proclamation to Nick Magarelli, our municipal clerk, and to ask if you'd like to say a few words.
Just real quick. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here, and thank you to the Mayor and Council for this proclamation and for supporting this Awareness Month. Having had suffered or continue to suffer from PTSD, I know that the hardest hurdle is first acknowledging that you're actually suffering from PTSD, and then asking for help. Those are probably the two hardest hurdles when dealing with that. Once you ask for help, there's lots of help out there. So I encourage anybody who feels that they may be suffering from any kind of mental disorders or illnesses or diseases to please go ask for help, and help is always there. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
2, 3. Stacy?
And we also have some certificates of congratulations for all of our Legally Blonde award winners. First is Juliana Duena Lopez, who I understand can't be here tonight, but is being recognized as the co-director. And next we have, and I will read the proclamation, Stephanie Baudouin, the Legally Blonde co-director, and this is given in recognition of Fairlawn High School's Legally Blonde Ensemble Group, who received the 2024 Metropolitan High School Theater Award for Outstanding Performance by an Ensemble on June 10th, 2024 at Purchase College. The Metro Awards shine a spotlight on the exceptional musical theater productions, talented actors and actresses, and devoted creative teams who take to the stage each spring in high schools in Rockland, Westchester, Putnam, and Bergen counties. And we are so proud of all you guys. So I would love for Stephanie to come up, as well as Michal, Mariella Galdieri, and Rebecca Rosen.
I just wanted to say on behalf of Ms. Duenas, also Ms. Frola, Jamie Frola, the choreographer, and I, what an honor this is. We are so incredibly proud of these three girls. We're proud of the entire Legally Blonde cast, but these girls really went above and beyond, and we knew they could do it. And when they played the music and they said Fairlawn High School, I can't even explain the chills that we had. We screamed to fill the entire Purchase College auditorium with our Fairlawn voices, and this is just wonderful. Thank you so much for recognizing their hard work and talents. And the best part is these three are not going anywhere yet. We get to use them again next year. So thank you.
Down a little bit more. Yeah.
Are we all battling? We're all battling.
All righty. You ready? 1, 2, 3. And okay. I'll take two more. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Fairlawn's got so much talent. I've actually seen 2 Fairlawn high school graduates on Broadway so far. So looking forward to seeing more.
You're welcome.
Number 6, council comments. Councilmember Salinas.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everybody. Thank you all for
coming here tonight. It's been a busy month with a lot going on. I was able to kick it off with the Memorial Day Parade, and followed by the Radburn Street Fair. Then we had back-to-back CRC events, with the Pride event, which was incredible. It was a day filled with love and celebration. And I'm really grateful for all the hard work that they put into the planning, thankful to the borough for all of their help in logistics and organizing everything. And that was followed by Juneteenth, also a great event. They pivoted last minute to move indoors from what was supposed to have been a barbecue outdoors, but it was still so much fun. We ate a ton, we danced a ton. It was a good time. It was a really good time for anybody that was able to come, and I'm looking forward to the next one, and I encourage everybody to come. And then lastly, I had the honor of being a part of the Peace Park opening, which is right off of Plaza Road, and it was really a special day. I was away, and when I was asked to speak, we were at a camping trip, and I said, of course, because I had been in the park a couple weeks prior by myself, and I was filled with a wave of emotion being in there, because I felt such a sense of peace in there, and it felt safe, and I truly encourage everybody to take the opportunity to pass by the park and spend some time there. It's really a special space, and I'm thankful for all the hard work that everybody put into making this happen. And I'm really proud that it is in Fairlawn. That really says a lot. And as far as upcoming events, I'm excited for this Thursday for the 4th of July fireworks that kick off at 7 o'clock. And then we have a summer filled of concerts. So me with a music background, I'm really looking forward to attending some of these. And I truly hope everybody enjoys a safe and unforgettable summer. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Kraus.
Good evening, Mayor. So June is always a very eventful month. So very quickly, I want to congratulate our Community Relations Committee for the Pride event and for the Juneteenth event, and the Arts Council, who was also a co-sponsor for the Juneteenth event, as well as for the Make Music Day celebration last week, and also for the upcoming events that we have, the fireworks that were mentioned that are always great, and that was what I was thinking about. The Peace Park that Councilmember Salinas mentioned, that's kind of just an amazing story, the way that all came together, from an email from a number of residents who are concerned about a house and the way that it was going to be built, to our ability to then purchase the property and turn it into a park, which coincided with Mr. Pack, who had been spending a number of years trying to bring recognition for his desire for peace throughout the world, and a lasting monument to that work and that desire that encompasses not just his lifetime, but beyond and into the future. And to see how that all came together, and again, the Arts Council coming in and adding to the decorative aspects of the park, it's kind of amazing. And I remember when we were first talking about it, Mayor, you and I had gone with Jane Spindell, and we looked, and there's just this giant hole in the ground because it was being prepared to be a house. So that hole was going to be the basement of the house, and to see how it's transformed since that time, it's just really fun to see, and just an amazing job. I'm really happy to see that it's formally open, and I hope that our residents get to peacefully enjoy that space. We do have the fireworks coming up this week on Thursday. Those are always a great time. So I hope you can join us for those. And don't forget on Sunday nights that our summer concert series, although the first one was postponed this first Sunday, but every Sunday night at Memorial there'll be the summer concerts. Look out for those as well as the summer movies. And lastly, I just want to take some time to congratulate all of our students and our teachers on another successful school year. To all of our students who graduated, congratulations on that milestone, and the best of luck in whatever awaits you next. And of course, a very heartfelt thank you to all of our teachers and school staff for another successful year for our students and for our children. You know, the work that you do really reverberates and echoes through the years. And the older I get, the more I appreciate how much a little gesture that you do for a child who's developing can impact them as they grow into an adult. Especially as I see so many kids go from those transitions in town from when they were in elementary school to now graduating into high school and beyond. So congratulations and best of luck in the future. That's all I have tonight. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Reinitz.
Thank you, Mayor. I also wanted to congratulate all our graduates of Fairlawn High School and all the other schools, and thank all our teachers and the Board of Ed and the administration for doing all they do. As many of us agree, our education system, our public education at Fairlawn is one of the biggest draws to town, so thank you for continuing to safeguard that. I wanted to recognize the borough manager and his office, both him and especially Wendy Alvarez for their hard work in making the Make Music Festival, the Pride Festival, and the Street Fair, and Juneteenth, and all the other events that everybody's talked about go off without any issues. I know I saw the borough manager was out at the Pride Festival 3 or 4 hours before it started, just making sure everything was the way it needed to be. And I think him and the borough electrician who was there to set up a lot of things, as well as all the hard work from our DPW and other people, really deserves recognition. So thank you to all of them. I want to thank the rec department for planning and executing a great Memorial Day parade with potential difficulties of rain and other things in the forecast. They did a great job and continuing to expand what we offer for the parade. In terms of committees, Shared Services Committee met with the Board of Ed to talk about finding more ways to save the taxpayers' money by sharing services and other cooperative agreements. We talked about finding ways to fund playgrounds and to find other areas for savings. It's good to see the new business administrator and the new superintendent were there, and we're both very open to trying to work together and find a way to continue to save taxpayers' money. I also had the privilege to attend the Community Leadership Council put on by the Board of Ed, where all the schools made presentations and the subject supervisors made presentations regarding diversity and inclusion and other special services that are offered at the schools. And we had a very robust discussion about how the schools are handling difficult subjects and how best to handle difficult subjects, and how they are instructing their teachers, and how we all can do more to help. Lastly, the 100th Anniversary Committee is moving forward. Fundraising has been very successful. I know we got a big check from Columbia Bank, so thank you to Columbia Bank and everyone who secured that. We've gotten a few other large donation amounts, and we're on our way to meeting our goals. There will be 100th anniversary shirts sold at the fireworks. There's also a website to buy them if you're looking to buy some gear online. It's on the front page of the website right now. And the next big event after the fireworks, there will be, we're going to have Fair Lawn Day. It'll be, I think, Sunday, September 22nd in Fair Lawn, obviously at Memorial Park. Details to come. And we are having a 100th anniversary gala November, as of now, it's November 23rd at the Brownstone, and details for that will come also. And I want to thank the council for agreeing to find a way to keep the prices for the gala at $100 even. Other than that, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Kutrон.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm going to be very brief, as many of my points were already said. I do want to start with a few thank yous. First to our Community Policing Department for another successful Citizens Police Academy. Councilmember Kraus and I were able to attend that graduation, and each year it really is a wonderful event, graduation ceremony to be a part of. You hear pretty much the same thing each and every year from the group of people, and that is that they learned so much and that they plan to take what they learn and share with their friends and family, and it just shows the great partnership that we have with our Community Policing Department. So thank you to them for doing that each year. I also do want to thank our Community Relations Advisory Committee for 2 very successful events. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to be at the Juneteenth event this year, as the end of the school year is a bit crazy, and we had a retirement in my building, somebody who's been in the district for 28 years and I worked with for 16, so I couldn't miss that, but I heard that it was a wonderful success. And the Pride Block Party, which was just incredible. As Councilmember Salinas said, it was really just a day of love, and there were activities for everybody, young and older, and I'm looking forward to next year's. I also want to thank Congregation Darkei Noam, who invited me to be a part of their annual celebration this year. They were honoring the rabbi in Rebbitzin, who's been there for, I think, 13 years now. And since they've been there, the membership has grown at Darkei Noam from 35 people to 200 people. And they are just another example, again, of partnerships that we have here in the governing body with our community groups. They've been really wonderful partners in Fair Lawn, and so it was an honor to be able to be there to present proclamations to the rabbi, as well as to 2 longtime congregants that are moving to Israel. And then the only thing I want to kind of add on to, you heard about the fireworks and the summer concerts, but I want to just remind you that there's actually quite a bit going on in Fair Lawn, as always, over the summer. So we have the concerts and the fireworks. We also have our outdoor movies. The pool is open with the Wibbit and our splash pad. And if you haven't checked out the library's programming for the summer, I encourage you to do so. They have wonderful stuff going on for our youngest kids to some of our older kids with book clubs. There's really just a lot to do in Fair Lawn over the summer, so if you're ever looking for something, you don't really have to look very far. That's all I have for tonight. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. And just to add on to the summer calendar, August 6th is National Night Out, which is always a really great night in Fair Lawn. So just put it on your calendar now. We'll remind you in July. But as far as the fireworks go, I think the doors open at 6:45 and everything's starting at 7. But the fireworks themselves do not start until about 9:15. After it's fully dark, and it should be spectacular. We're not expecting any rain. I wanted to thank everyone who is joining us tonight, both in person and online. We're streaming through the Borough website, as well as FiOS channels 37 and Optimum channel 77, and the meetings will be repeated throughout the week. And we thank Saul and Michael Rockman and Kevin Pepitone for their dedication to providing the live stream to the public. Speaking of Kevin, I want to congratulate Kevin and his brother Joe for successfully walking 10 miles in their effort to raise funds for the Special Olympics of New Jersey. They set out to raise $150, but they actually raised $1,500, so that's amazing, and we're really proud of you. Great job, guys. As the other council members mentioned, June's just been an amazing month, and I'm not going to go over all the events again. I'm going to make a few comments about, I've attended all of these events with so much joy, and there was so much love at each one of these events. This past Friday, we celebrated International Make Music Day, and we had more than 30 events all over Fair Lawn. Despite the heat, and it was really hot, we had hundreds of people enjoying music all over Fair Lawn. It turned the entire borough basically into a stage. And all over town also, there were members of the Arts Council coordinating and documenting every performance. And I especially want to thank Liz Maresca and Nick Magarelli, who seemed to be everywhere, all day, all at once. Everywhere I went, they were there. And it was just fabulous, and it was a tremendous amount of work, and it had a tremendous effect on the town. It was wonderful for the businesses in town. River Road was hopping the way that we want it to hop. There was people buying coffee and tacos, and Wani's had a great performance, so I'm looking forward already to next year, because I know it'll be bigger and better. This month, it was my honor to swear in Arav Karki as our Chief of the Day. The Chief of the Day is a program that gives children with health issues and special needs the opportunity to look behind the scenes at law enforcement. And I want to thank our police department for making it a special day for Arav. And I echo Deputy Mayor Cutrone's words of thanks to the community policing. And I want to point out that our Youth Police Academy had a line basically out the door for kids wanting to be part of the academy. We can only take 50 kids, and we were oversubscribed immediately. So, the community policing is it's doing an amazing job, and, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody National Night Out. As Natalie said, we were both really moved by everybody who came out to open the Peace Park and to honor the people who envisioned it and the people who made it a reality. We gave special thanks to Mr. Pack, who has donated hundreds, if not, over 1,000 lilacs to Fair Lawn, and to Jane Spindell, who spent countless hours overseeing the landscaping of the park, from the planting to making sure that, the plantings were successful. She designed the park. She spent hundreds of hours. Her and her committee have done a great job, and I hope that everybody can go see the Peace Park and experience it. And I also want to thank Liz Maresca, who, designed a great program for the opening and for her vision. And we hope that the park will be used for the appreciation of poetry and music, and as a place to meet and have meaningful conversations about how we can continue to create a kinder and more peaceful community, and hopefully from there, a more peaceful world. I wanted to point out a few highlights on tonight's agenda. We'll be voting on 2 ordinances on final passage, one which will increase the number of officers in our police department from 61 to 63, allowing us more flexibility in the hiring and training of police officers, and the other setting new fees for the community center to bring them more in line with other venues in Bergen County. I also want to point out several grants that are on our consent agenda that focus on traffic calming and pedestrian safety, including the installation of 2 additional flashing rectangular beacons on Warren Road and on Fairlawn Avenue at Lucina Drive, as well as a grant for the design and replacement of the traffic signals at the intersection of Morla and River Road. We also have a resolution for the use of a $400,000 grant from the NJDEP to address the flooding on 2nd Street, and another grant for the paving on Virginia Drive and Dobrin Court. I want to point out as well that we're going to be voting on a shared service agreement with the Borough of Ridgewood to recycle polystyrene. We're really excited about the amount of waste that we're going to be able to reduce going into landfills, and it's the next step that we're taking in Fair Lawn towards making our community more sustainable. I wish everybody a happy summer. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody at the fireworks on Thursday. And up next on agenda item 7 is our Main Street Minute. Mr. Graff.
How do I go after that? Okay, so I will keep mine. I have a lot, so I'm going to try to keep each line item brief in my updates. So Fair Lawn Main Street Incorporated was a sponsor for both Juneteenth, which it was for the second year in a row since its inaugural, and then we were also a sponsor for the Pride Block Party. Leslie, the chair of our historic committee at Fair Lawn Main Street, attended the New Jersey History and Historic Preservation Conference in New Jersey City, which took place from June 5th to June 6th. This year's theme was To and From, Connecting History by Road, Rail, and River, which seems most appropriate because we have begun our improvements to the New Jersey Transit Station on Broadway. We've done some initial landscaping, but I'm not going to talk too much about that because I want to save everything to when it's all done for the group. Our storefront improvement projects have gone out to bid, so we're hoping that we'll get our favorable bids back pretty soon. We attended a state film commission event in Emerson in order to continue to expand our film presence. I also want to thank Nick for continuing to interface with the film folks in the state and Bergen County. We continue to spread the word out about the EDA's significant grant programs, specifically the ones associated with infrastructure improvements to a business's interior and exterior, as well as the e-commerce grant program and the lease assistance grant program. Our art panels that are going under the New Jersey Transit Bridge are finished and delivered, where they currently are residing in my house, so they will be going up pretty soon. We had excellent meetings with the National League of Cities. So one of the benefits of having an ERC fellow is that we have access to the National League of Cities and the International Economic Development Council's wide network of different resources and support infrastructures that come with various experts. So we had meetings with them to discuss our revitalization efforts on Broadway. We have visited about half a dozen different downtowns through New York and New Jersey in order to gather information and things that we could do to potentially bolster our business districts in town. And we continue to pilot the Incumbent Workers Program with the Bergen County Workforce Development Board in Fair Lawn. There was a study that was released recently where 28% of workers are expected to resign due to either burnout or a need for upskill. The Incumbent Workers Program will allow businesses to be financially compensated for the time and energies and efforts spent upskilling their existing workers, which will reduce turnover. Okay, that's it.
Thank you, thank you. And I just want to point out that, did you have a question?
Just a quick question.
Go ahead.
Where are the art panels going? Could you
So
tell me again?
the art panels, so we have when you go from Elmwood Park to Fair Lawn, we have our train station for NJ Transit.
Yeah.
So we have gotten approval, we had to pay a licensing fee to NJ Transit to do it, to hang through Z-clips a number of panels. So one is going to have Welcome to Fair Lawn, and it's a business district, and the other is a historic-looking Hogwarts Express train, which is going to be closer to where you walk up the train.
Got it. Thank you.
They look really nice.
Hey, Brian, I'm sorry.
Sure.
Which storefronts are being done, if you know?
So, but we have a number of different ones, so I have them in my phone. I have to whip them out, but I can get back to you on that
Okay.
because
Yeah,
it's
no
also going to be somewhat dependent on some of the estimates and bids we get. If they come in too high, we're going to have some not so fun conversations at Storefront Improvement Committee on prioritization, but that's where we're at there.
How many, do you know how many roughly we went out to bid on?
So yeah, we went out to bid on 5.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Ryan. And I just wanted to point out that, the towns that celebrated Make Music Day were by and large towns that are Main Street towns. So they're towns that get that we need this combination of art and history and business, and that when all those things come together, that's what makes a town really thrive and be successful, as we're seeing here in Fair Lawn. So thank you, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you. Okay, number 8, ordinance on introduction. Ordinance number 2703, 2024, an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 2, Administration, Departments, and Budget, and Fiscal Procedures, Article 18, Non-Departmental Offices and Boards, Commissions, and Committees of the Code of the Borough of Fair Lawn 2000, to create a new Section 2-109.5 entitled Fair Lawn Shade Tree Advisory Committee. May I have a motion that ordinance number 2703, 2024 be passed on introduction, advertised according to law, and that a public hearing be held on July 23rd, 2024?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
Mayor Rottenstrike?
Yes. Number 9, ordinance on final passage and adoption. Ordinance 2701-2024, an ordinance to amend Chapter 33, Police Department, Article 1, Establishment of Department, Section 33-2, Composition of Department of the Code of the Borough of Fair Lawn 2000. Can I have a motion to open the time for public comment on ordinance number 2701-2024 only?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May the time for public comment now be open on ordinance number 2701-2024 only. Seeing no one, may I have a motion to close the time for public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The public hearing on ordinance 2701-2024 is now closed. May I have a motion that ordinance number 2701-2024 be adopted on second and final reading, and that it be advertised according to law?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas? Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
Mayor Rottenstrike?
Yes. Ordinance number 2702-2024, an ordinance to amend Chapter 94, Fees, Article 1, Schedule of Fees of the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Fair Lawn 2000. Can I have a motion to open the time for public comment on ordinance number 2702-2024 only?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The time for public comment is now open on ordinance number 2702-2024 only. Any public comment? Nope. Okay. Seeing no one, can I have a motion to close the time for public comment?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The public hearing on ordinance number 2702-2024 is now closed. May I have a motion that ordinance number 2702-2024 be adopted on second and final reading, and that it be advertised according to law?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
Mayor Rottenstrike?
Yes. Okay, number 10, public comments on consent agenda 13-2024 items only. Can I have a motion to open the time for public comment on consent agenda 13-2024?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The time is now open for comment on consent agenda 13-2024 items only.
Good evening, everyone. Pamela Coles, 13-34 George Street. Consent agenda item 220-2024, resolution authorizing the purchase of goods or services under the Sourcewell National Cooperative for 2024. Can you elaborate on that?
I think you
Borough
have,
Manager?
I think that's an
Oh.
older agenda. Did you just get that now, or did you print that from?
I printed that yesterday.
Oh, okay, yeah, there was a change on that one, so
Oh, sorry.
that's now Sourcewell.
216 now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So what is, that is,
Oh, yeah, 216.
okay.
Actually,
Thank
it's
you.
the,
You're welcome.
yeah.
So this is 216, so,
Yeah.
yeah, regardless, can you elaborate on that?
Would you like to take that, Borough Manager?
216.
Sorry about that. Just scrolling up to it. Good evening, Mrs. Schultz. So this is for our garage and fleet maintenance equipment going forward to kind of help with our crew to make sure that we have equipment up and running.
Okay, thank you. I don't know which one I'm reading off of the old one. This is, I have a mine from yesterday, 2022-2024, resolution authorizing the grant application and executive grant contract with the New Jersey Department of Transportation for Fairlawn Pedestrian Safety Project.
So that was the rapid flashing repeaters that I had mentioned
Okay,
earlier in
super.
my comments.
That's
So
right.
that's Warren Road and Fairlawn Avenue from Lucina Drive to the Dioria Drive footpath.
Perfect, beautiful. And this is, all right, so I'm just going to read, this is the old, yesterday's version, 230-2024, authorizing the purchase of license for the use of vehicle tracking software from SHI International Corporation. What is that in regard to?
That's actually, the borough currently uses vehicle tracking to track all of our vehicles, their speed, their location, so we have to.
Is this with the gun, with the radar gun, or?
No, this is all of our borough-owned vehicles. So
Okay.
we have a tracking device just to know where they all are at all times. So every year we have to renew the license.
Awesome, thank you for that clarification. And last one is 231-2024, resolution authorizing the purchase of surveillance equipment and installation from PacTalk LLC.
That's now 230-2024.
230-2024, yeah.
So
There
it
was one
is,
taken out.
it's the purchase of surveillance equipment on behalf of the police department. For, it's for
Oh, for that- this is
security
the police.
cameras in different areas in town.
Okay, so this is for the police department. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Any other public comment on consent agenda items only? Seeing no one, can I have a motion to close the time for comment on consent agenda items?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So number 11, resolutions by consent, 13-2024. Will the municipal clerk please read the resolutions by consent passage?
Whereas the following resolutions, 211-2024 through 230-2024, having heretofore been placed on this consent agenda, require no discussion and same, having been previously reviewed by each council member, B&R, hereby adopted, ratified, and confirmed in their entirety by the mayor and council of the borough of Fairlawn.
Can I have a motion to pass consent agenda 13-2024?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Renitz?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
Mayor Rottenstreich?
Yes. Number 12, new business. Does anyone have any new business? Moving right along. Number 13, public comments. Can I have a motion to open the time for public comment on any topic?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The time is now open for public comment. Please state your name prior to your comment. There will be a 3-minute time limit.
Hello, Ryan Graff, 3-43 29th Street. So I want to take just a brief moment to thank Councilwoman Salinas and Mayor Rottenstreich and Borough Manager Peluso, because during Memorial Day, you guys stopped and hung out with the Boy Scouts for quite a bit, and I was very grateful for that. It's great when our Boy Scouts get to see their elected officials and see this is how a town runs, because civics is a huge part of scouting, and it's a lot different when you see your civic leaders in person than just reading about them online. Thank you guys so much for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Karen, do you want to?
No, I just wondered if there's a microphone, because I could barely hear what you were saying.
There is a microphone there. Yeah, it's not the best, and we do have plans to upgrade the sound equipment here in Borough Hall. Thank you. Did you have a comment, or?
Yes.
Okay, why don't you come up and state your name for everybody, and let's hear your comment. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, this is the mic?
Yeah.
Right here? Oh. Oh, it is better if you move it to the middle. My name is Karen Perland. I'm a resident of Fair Lawn, and I reside at 3702 Hillside Terrace in Fair Lawn. I have lived on Hillside Terrace for the last more than 14 years. And when I moved onto Hillside Terrace, the thing that impressed me the most was the fabulous tree canopy that Hillside Terrace had, and all the amazing trees between Burdean Avenue and Hillside. I have to say that in the last 14 some odd years that I have lived there, almost 80% of the trees that were on the street are gone, and most of the tree cover has been removed due to installation of pools and for whatever reasons, or people just deciding they don't like trees and clear cut their whole property. I have read the ordinance replacing trees and tree removal, and it basically talks about all of the benefits of having trees, removing pollutants and providing visual screen and sound attenuation, storing and sequestering carbon, providing food and shelter for birds and beneficial wildlife, and conserving energy. Needless to say, I love trees, but there are a lot of people who don't. And I think that before people can clear cut their property of all the trees on it, that there should be a notification to neighbors, because it impacts their life as well. The notification that a person today gets is basically the chainsaws buzzing, and you get up and you look out your window to see what's being cut down, and you have absolutely no time to stop the process of the tree removal from whatever property is on your street. Recently, the couple that purchased 36-14 Hillside Terrace clear-cut their entire property of 9 trees, 2 of which only 2 were dead, and 7 of them were healthy. As a matter of fact, when I went to speak to the man, the Arbor Care contractor who was taking them down, he said, "Yeah, I hate taking down healthy trees." I said, "But how can they do this?" Well, there was a permit in the window. So the homeowner had obviously gotten a permit. And when I went out and I was able to talk to him later that day, and I said, "Why are you taking down all these healthy trees?" He said, "Well, my son was outside playing, and a dead tree branch almost fell on him." And so I said, "Well, these trees definitely need pruning. They haven't been pruned in quite some time, since the gentleman who sold the property was in his 90s and hadn't done any pruning." I said, "Why wouldn't you just prune the dead wood and keep the healthy trees?" If that were the test, taking down dead branches, every tree could be cut down, because every dead tree branch could be a danger to anybody in the township. Every tree would be a regulated tree, which is what the ordinance talks about. A regulated tree being a tree that is now either deemed hazardous or for whatever reason has to be taken down. And I think notice to neighbors should be essential. There's people who notify their neighbors when they want to put a deck on their house or an addition or a pool, and they have to apply, and they have to give their neighbors notice. In this tree ordinance, all it says is the only notice a neighbor gets is if there's a tree that borders the property line of a neighbor. That's the only notice a neighbor gets. And in fact, the only 2 trees that were left standing on this property were trees that didn't belong to the people who don't live there, It was right past the fence, so those 2 trees, thank God, were left. But every single tree was cleared. I can't tell you, I go in my backyard, it's 10
Thank you,
degrees
Karen.
hotter. It's
Thank
10
you.
degrees hotter, and I want to know
Yeah.
how and why this was approved by a town supervisor or the tree arborist.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, this was approved in accordance with our new tree ordinance, and I agree with you. I would like to have seen a stronger ordinance. I advocated for this one. I think that this was the most that we could do at this time. It's a big improvement on the tree ordinance that we have, and I encourage you to keep advocating, but at this time, we didn't feel that we could tell people not to take down any trees. We do require mitigation, depending on the size of the tree. It's, 1 for 1, 2 for 1, 3 for 1, depending on the size of the tree.
Yeah,
But
and
thank
the fact is, all the trees they would have to plant, like 20 to 28 trees, would take another 80 years to actually reach what they cut down in 2 days.
I'm with you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please come on up.
Good evening. My name
Evening.
is Mark Liss. I live at 24 Randolph Terrace. I lived there for 30 years. I came out Sunday morning. Well, let me back up. Randolph Terrace is a dead-end street that goes from Warren to what they call R Park. It's an open field. And I came out Sunday morning, and my car and all my neighbors' cars were ticketed. We've been parking at the foot of Randolph Terrace now, probably at least I know of 40 years. People were really angry and felt disrespected. The least that could have happened is if the borough was going to change the policy. And we all know that there's an ordinance that regards overnight parking.
Yeah.
But it's never applied there. The least, if they were going to make a change, the least they could have done was to notify the people on the street. We're not a wealthy street. And I got hit with 2 tickets. A couple of other people got hit with 2 tickets because I thought some overzealous traffic person had just ticketed everybody, and it was a mistake. And I told people when we met in the parking lot the next morning, don't worry, they're going to tear these up. But it didn't happen. We were told it won't happen. But I think it's a real injustice, and most of us considered it very disrespectful for people who were citizens of this community. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry you felt that way, but I appreciate your comment. I know, the times that I've forgotten to call in a car in front of my house, that you can get ticketed. It's a violation of the ordinance, but I understand exactly what you're saying, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Can I just
Thank
add
you.
one?
Yes,
Just-
please, go
Just so
ahead.
you know, it wasn't just that the police went out there. Somebody called the police and said that people are parking overnight there. So once that happens, that's,
But we've been parking
I'm,
there for 30
yeah,
years.
But
I'm
it's
just
not
letting-
a,
At least somebody could have shown us the respect of sending out a notice, and then nobody would have parked there. The other thing is, we became aware that you can buy a permanent permit for overnight parking.
No, that's only
If
if you
you
have
have
a
a
hardship. You have to
you
prove
have
a
a hardship.
hardship to get that. Not anybody can have that. Yeah.
and there was, I'm not aware, Borough Manager, correct me if I'm wrong, but there was no change of policy. It wasn't anything this governing body did and said, start ticketing X street or Y street. I think, as the deputy mayor indicated, the police received a call, they responded to the call, the cars were parked illegally. As you conceded, you knew you weren't allowed to park there, and you guys... And so therefore, I don't think it was, again, it wasn't a policy change. It's, the overnight parking's been in effect as long as I know of in town.
We're not debating the policy of overnight parking, although I don't understand it. But if people who lived on that street before I arrived were parking at the end of the street. And I parked at the end of the street for drive up and down that street because I have a neighbor who has a camera, and she sees the police driving up and down, and this has been going on for years. So because somebody complained, it wasn't that urgent. It wasn't like there was a fire. You know, we could have gotten a notice and then said, you're not supposed to park there, and instead of simply issuing tickets.
Have you reached out to the police department?
Excuse me?
Did you speak with the police department?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
And we got no place. And the woman in question spoke to, I think, the borough manager and was told that nothing could be done. I think it's really unjust. And to stick people for, you know, myself it's $100, for other people it was $100, because we didn't think that it fell under the rubric of the overnight parking ordinance, and there was no reason for us to think that. After all, if you know that you've been observed doing something for over so many years and nobody has reacted, to simply come out and start issuing tickets is really unfair. We're a small town. This isn't New York City. Everybody's accessible. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Liss.
Pamela Coles, 13-34 George Street. I want to reiterate what Deputy Mayor Ryans had said. Being on the finance team for the 100th anniversary, the outstanding contribution of Columbia Bank and Sarah Shoprite, Kukin Brothers, and various others are just incredible. And my commitment, or the finance team's commitment, is to have $0 be impacted with via contribution. You know, this will be done through contributions. And I'm just, you know, overwhelmed by the amount of contributions that are coming in.
We really appreciate your hard work on this. We know how hard you worked, how many letters went out, how many phone calls were made, how many meetings were had, and we thank you.
You're very welcome. Walsh Pool, we had a couple of years ago, we had designated an area for Walsh Pool where there was going to be some kind of display or being able to go to a park, you know, with that area of the park. I was just curious as to what's been going on with Walsh Pool. We haven't spoken about it in years.
So we had talked about allocating money to build, you know, an outdoor performance space there, but the costs were way in excess of what we were ready to spend on that.
Okay.
So we're, you know, looking at other plans for what to do with that area.
Really great. Thank you for that update. Also, I hate to say this, I've now got bamboo growing in my backyard.
And you did put in a complaint?
I will put in
please,
complaint.
Please put in a complaint with the
hate
building
to, you know,
department.
I hate to complain because I'm usually proactive.
Yeah.
And when I speak, I try to move the motion forward, you know, the action forward. So putting in a complaint, so I will contact
the building department.
Building department.
Property
Is that with the zoning
property maintenance.
Property maintenance. Okay, so I will do that.
Code enforcement.
Okay, and lastly, with the Mr. Grievier, we will be doing a scavenger hunt, correct? Yes. In August. So there's always plenty of time for people to sign up for our scavenger hunt. I know Tony DeLissi and myself and Ryan, you know, we collaborate in having as many people in the scavenger hunt, or as many businesses, so people can go frequent the businesses and take selfies, and that'll be for the month of August. And it's one of my favorite things to do, and I just can't wait. So I just thought it's never too early to promote and market the scavenger hunt.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Hi, good evening.
Can you state your name?
My name is Michael Spada. I live at 17 14 Chandler Drive. I moved there 2 years ago after canceling my lease on Pollitt Drive because of the train. And at the time, I approached the person downstairs who is responsible for the noise ordinance, which reads, "It is the policy of the Borough of Fair Lawn to prevent excessive sound that may jeopardize the health, welfare, or safety of the citizens or that degrade the quality of life." I moved to Chandler Drive to be close to my brother after losing a second younger brother. And I'm here to recommend that the Borough of Fair Lawn perhaps would consider an application for a quiet zone. Quote, "A quiet zone is a Federal Railroad Administration exemption to the rule requiring trains to sound their horns when approaching public rail grade crossings. Quiet zone rules aim to provide communities a way to silence the train horns, but also maintain a level of safety that compensates for the risk that silencing train horns at grade crossing creates." I brought two things that I'd like to at least have you consider receiving from me. One is a quiet zone designation in New Jersey. There is 15 local elected officials, one representative for each county for the 13 northern New Jersey counties. They have access to $2.5 billion in transportation improvement projects. One of the requirements for a quiet zone we already have on Maple Avenue. It's 4 quadrant gates. Provide a gate for entering existing traffic on each side of the roadway at a crossing. The extra gates, the extra gates for the existing vehicles prevent motorists from driving around a standard 2 quadrant gate system. This is very expensive. If you don't have it, you already have it. I have 16 pages of these trains blowing horns in excess of the 4, they're mandated, 8. I have 231 instances of 12. Other instances, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. And when there was a threatened national rail strike, 4 in the morning, I stopped counting at 100. The latest technique, starting in 2024, is the last of whether it be 8, 12, 20, whatever, is 3 to 5 seconds. My opinion, I know you had a suicide a couple weeks ago. My opinion is it's just to wake everybody up. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. If you want to, give us that information, you can give it to the municipal clerk.
Right here, Michael.
I know that this is something that we've talked about, but you can go ahead and give it to the municipal clerk. We can discuss it again, but I do believe if we declare the quiet zone, that it will then become our responsibility when there is, these tragic accidents that happen, that, for investigation, and it puts a lot more responsibility on the town, but I'd be really interested in reading what you have here, and, we can discuss it further. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, good evening, everybody. I'm Robert Schaefer, 2333 Berkshire Road. First of all, hello, how are you? How's everyone? I just want to tell you all, and I mean this sincerely, I know you guys hear a lot of grievances through all year, and, some are valid, some are just, people complaining, unfortunately. But I just want to tell you guys how thankful I really am that you have, I live in a town that's inclusive. The Pride event was so amazing. I really have to tell you, I cannot. To live here and to experience that and walk around and just, it's something that it really, it's very touching, and I really appreciate it. I got to know many of you here through the year, last year, this year, and I really am happy that I feel like I'm part of a town that's inclusive. Growing up, I know I spoke with some of you, you know, I'm in my 50s, unfortunately, but growing up, I had experienced, you know, a lot of discrimination and not feeling inclusive and not feeling wanted and having to hold all these feelings inside. And I'm saying this sincerely that, you know, it really is so nice that, you know, to walk around and really feel like you could just be yourself. And I really want to thank all of you. I want to thank everyone. You know,
Thank you.
it's really nice that you guys are, you know, so active.
Thank you. That
Thank
means a
you.
lot to us. And, you know, what we do here comes from our hearts and from a place of love. And that you feel
Thank
it
you.
is means a lot to us.
And that's all I have to say tonight. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Can I speak about something else?
Please.
When I first moved to Radnor Manor, I was given a lease and charged $100 more than what I saw when I moved from out of state. Unless there was a mistake in my lease, I would not have questioned the amount from what was in my lease as the previous rent. What I'm getting at is I live in the same complex that Nick lives in. My two-bedroom apartment is now $1,900, but if I moved out, it would be $2,400. I believe most of the people here know Arlene Glassman, who's I've become friends with. I help her when I can.
Thank you.
Miss Tenant Association. But my fear is that there's no way, unless you catch, like, unless there was a mistake in my original lease with Radnor, I would have not have found out that they were overcharging me $75 a month. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't know what this council can consider, but if someone rents an apartment at Fairland Park Estates or Radnor Manor or anywhere else, if they don't know that there's rent control, right now they would be paying $400 or $500 more than the previous rent. So I'm not sure, I'm just bringing it up.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, what you're saying is that if we have a rent leveling ordinance and
You do
nobody
have
knows about it, then it's not as effective as
But
we need
it's
it
up
to
to
be. So
every
we need to
citizen
do
to
better. No, we need to do better communication on it. I agree with you. Actually, next month at the work session, we're going to be talking about the rent leveling ordinance. And
Yes,
You know.
she asked me to come.
please do. Please do come for that
Thank you.
discussion. And there'll be publicity. Thank you.
And as far as the sound, I haven't slept well in 2 years.
I'm sorry to hear it.
Surgery, I'm a cancer
Thank you.
survivor. I'd like to have a good night's sleep.
Thank you. Thank you all for your public comments. Seeing no one else, can I have a motion to close the time for public comments?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution to go into executive closed session.
Yes.
Contract
Mayor, it'll be
negotiations?
Resolution 130, I'm sorry,
130?
231.
Excuse me, 231?
Yes.
231.
231-2024.
231-2024, executive closed session. Do you want- Can the municipal clerk could read the closed session resolution?
Whereas NJSA 10412B allows a public body to enter into a closed session during a public meeting, and upon conclusion, the meeting will return to open public session, and whereas the Borough of Fairlawn has deemed it necessary to enter into a closed session excluding the public to discuss matters that are exempt from disclosure. 1, contract negotiation. Now therefore be resolved that the Borough Council shall not enter into closed session, and that discussion in closed session may be made public when disclosure will not detrimentally affect any right, interest, or duty of the borough.
Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Salinas?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
Mayor Rottenstrike?
Yes. We are now in closed session.